What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go! That's not that. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dead on Dave. Welcome back to the channel. We are here for day 5 of your WrestleMania card breakdown. And we got a big one today. Well, at least it was a big one. It felt like a bigger one before they completely shoved it down our throats and kind of made it lame. And of course, I am talking about the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Now, when we first found out there was going to be a ladder match, and Dean Ambrose was going to be involved in it, and so was Bad News Barrett, of course, because he's a champion, and a couple other guys, it was very exciting. It was super, super pumping up. I'm like, yes! And then, even the adding of 6 or 7 guys didn't seem like that big of a deal. But the longer the hot potato with the belt went on, and the fact they kept doing the same thing over and over. I mean, how many times did R-Truth do the same shtick? Where he'd steal the belt and then he'd try to walk away. And then Luke Harper, the same guy, would stop him right at the opening. I mean, they were doing it like it was a house show. And this was on television. At least 3 times I counted. At the very least, it was 3. The exact same shtick. That's really an indication of burnt out or lazy creative. And I don't know which. Maybe a little bit of both or just untalented. I don't know what the issue is with that in particular. But they took a match that everybody is still pretty confident is going to steal the show. And from a wrestling standpoint, it should be the best match of the night. It could open the show. It might not open the show because Orton and Seth Rollins probably should, so you have that intrigue if Rollins is going to cash in or not. There's no guarantees that he is. So more than likely, the ladder match is going to open the show because it should be the best match of the night. It should really get everybody going crazy. Now, I don't know, man. I still want to see this match. I'm still very excited to see how it's going to go. But at this point, it's like, all right, let's get to the friggin' match. And I felt Monday was their best. What they did on Thursday night with the gauntlet match, I really enjoyed because that was something different. It was creative. And then what they did on Monday with Wade Barrett on commentary, verbally owning people and then getting the hell up out of Dodge. And then later getting to see the singles competition between Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, even though it was the exact same match that we saw on SmackDown between the two. It really was. It was the parallels were uncanny. It was the same match, except on SmackDown we had like 30 minutes of gauntlet match before that. We didn't get that on Monday. We just got Dean Ambrose added to the special guest referee, and that was supposed to be it. And he did nothing with it. He did nothing with that spot, which I found odd. But, hey, what are you going to do? This is a very strange match. It feels like sometimes this is our binky. This match is our pacifier, It kind of feels like this match is the match they're giving us to shut us the fuck up. It almost makes me feel like we're going to get a generic rest of the card because they're giving us this and saying, hey, we gave you this. We gave you all these top flight wrestlers that you want to see, and we're giving you them in a ladder match. So don't get mad when Reigns wins the title. Don't get mad when Cena goes over Rusev. Don't get upset at this stuff. We don't want you to get upset at here's a pacifier. It almost feels that way. But I'm hoping there's more to it than that. What do you guys think? This is a very interesting situation. Now, as far as who should win the match, that's a different conversation altogether. It really does depend on this Brock Lesnar situation. I think this Brock situation has more to do with the rest of the card than people are understanding. If Brock's going to win the title and retain the title, and continue to work limited dates and continue to really not be a super active champion, which I'm not. He doesn't need to be there all day. He certainly doesn't need to defend the title on Raws or anything. But here's the thing about it. if he's not going to be there, you have to elevate the other titles. So how do you do that? You put them on bigger stars. So, they've talked about, Daniel Bryan and John Cena, or Daniel Bryan or Rusev going over Cena to be a bigger star, to be the champions. And that's a fine and dandy idea, but it's not necessarily the only thing that you can do here. Ambrose can be that guy too. And believe me, the crowd is going to be very happy if Ambrose, Ziggler, or Daniel Bryan wins the belt. Very, very happy. But there's another way to go, because I've talked about many times recently about how there's no true big heels in the company. Rusev is the biggest heel they got right now. Well, there's a guy coming back, and we don't know where he's going to be, if he's going to be at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal or in the Intercontinental title match. I've maintained that I think he's going to be in the IC ladder match, and that's Sheamus. It looks to me that that's the best spot to put him in. You bring him in, he'll get a nice pop from the crowd because we haven't seen him in a long time. So he's a face, and then he starts doing heel shit throughout the match, and then he costs whoever is about to win, probably Daniel Bryan, cost him the match, and then you have a beautiful built-in feud for the Intercontinental Championship. Now look, here's the thing. You don't even have to have Sheamus in the match. You just have Daniel Bryan about to win the thing. We have the 7 guys that they are. Daniel Bryan's about to win it, and then Sheamus comes out at the end and screws Daniel Bryan. Screws him. So he's not even going to be the champion. But I kind of feel like Sheamus needs to be the champion. That's the thing. So I'd rather have Sheamus in the match so he can win the belt, and then we have a built-in match feud for the Intercontinental title, thus elevating the title and elevating the men in the feud. It makes sense to me. But I don't know. It's a complicated and very strange situation. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But a lot depends on if Lesnar is going to be continuing to work limited dates. And I think that also puts another thing into question. If Lesnar is going to keep working the exact same... Hold on one second. Well, I had someone knocking on David's door, and I had to take that person because he's the Eggman. We get fresh, right out of the chicken butt eggs, as I like to call them, and he delivers them. And I forgot that he was coming. I didn't have any money in the house. I had to go into my piggy bank. A little 8-bit piggy bank back there. I had to go into it. Life in Germany. Huzzah! Anyway, as I was saying, I think what I was saying, Brock Lesnar working limited dates also has another implication that I don't think a lot of people are thinking about, and could also dictate something else that happens at WrestleMania. If he continues to work limited dates, it kind of takes away the importance of having, or at least the intrigue of having, the Money in the Bank. Because if your champion's not there, obviously whoever has the bank, the briefcase, can't cash in anytime, anywhere. There's no champion there. So unless they do an angle where someone like busts in to Brock Lesnar's home, which I don't recommend anyone doing, then it takes that out of play, and it's just kind of weird. So I don't know. It's just something else to think about. There are so many things that could happen with Brock Lesnar. He could up his dates a little bit. I don't know if anyone's heard about his pay. I don't know if this is true or not. But from what I have read, he is getting paid $1 million a year for the next 3 years. 3-year contract and $1 million a year. Now, there are rumors that he's taking, that's a substantial pay cut, because there are rumors. Now, this is not confirmed, neither what he's making now or what he made before. But they're saying the last contract, he made $5 million for the year. I do not believe that. I just don't. Call me suspicious. I don't know, but that doesn't seem right. It doesn't make sense, because I don't think they would make money on that deal. But if they did, not nearly enough. $1 million per year for 3 years seems about right. Oh, and I'm about to sneeze. Yeah. I sneezed that way. Oh, God, that was a good one. So, anyway, back to the Intercontinental title ladder match. Who's going to win? I'm going to stick with my pick of, if Sheamus does not get involved, I'm going with Daniel Bryan. If Sheamus gets involved, if Sheamus like is the last second entrant, Sheamus will win, and we will see a feud between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. That's what I'm thinking. But Daniel, I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. I think WrestleMania is going to be a night of superlatives. It's going to be a night of headlines. There may not be a whole lot of substance, but things that are going to come out of it is something big, like Bray Wyatt puts John Cena on the shelf, puts him in the hospital. John Cena has to get stretchered out. Bray Wyatt buries The Undertaker. The legend is dead. Brock Lesnar conquers another man. Sheamus screws Daniel Bryan. I mean, these are the type of things that we're going to see. Randy Orton punts Seth Rollins. I mean, Randy Orton punts the future. You know, things like that. We're going to see some big things from almost every match. Maybe it's only going to be one, but it's going to be headlines. That's what WrestleMania, I think, is building up for, because I'm hoping. I don't know. This WrestleMania is so weird. And WrestleMania question mark, as I like to call it, because you just don't know at this point. But we'll see. I think it should be interesting. And this match in particular certainly has the possibility of being the match of the night. So let me know who you think is going to win down in the comment section below. And, we'll talk to you a little bit later. Oh, by the way, I'm going to try to go live again probably as soon as tonight about taking more WrestleMania predictions, because I tried to go live last night and it didn't go live. The stream recorded, but it didn't actually upload for like an hour and a half later. It was very weird, so I didn't really get to take any calls. I called a couple people, but I didn't get to really take any calls. So I'm sorry for that, but I'm going to go again to give you guys an opportunity to call in. And yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate all the support as usual. And we're getting closer to WrestleMania. So woo to the who. And we will talk to you a little bit later right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Peace.